but we have
The whole book.
the entire book.
This is Trump's 9/11.
Over 200 pages of your friends just being like, Jeffrey, I love you, pal. No one pedophiles like you, my man. This is the horniest book of all time.
This is the horniest man I've ever heard of.
11 and the top line is just, booby! Imagine a world where your wife is putting together a book, reading these letters, and being like,
He's going to love this
Good one. Good one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elliot Wolk, for talking about how he took me when I was a teenager. Yeah. We picked up girls on beach, went out on boat. I tell them with knife in my hand to take suits off. This was how these young men joked around. Man, you get women onto the boat, you take a knife.
Hey, take off your wetsuit. See, now I could see myself making a joke like that.
I can too, which does worry me.
But then I would immediately be like, I'm just kidding around.
Just like these guys
And then I'd toss the knife into the water and do a backflip.
Just like these guys did.
Sure, but...
the moral of the story has been not so different.
Oh, shut up. Get out of here. Well, everybody, let's just start out by saying happy 9/11 to you and yours. I actually had because we powwow before every episode. I had kazwee-wee. I had kazwee-wee and it gave me a tummy ache. We were talking about different ways we could go about doing a 9/11 episode, which we're not going to do. But one of the ones that I'd forgotten that I really want to suggest to everybody out there is a documentary called Man on Wire, starring Philippe Petit.
The guy who walks across the wire.
The Frenchman. Have you ever seen it?
I've seen videos, but I never watched the whole doc.
You should watch the whole doc. It'll make you cry. What
if I don't want to cry?
It's so, but in like a beautiful way. It's so good. But anyway, I'm probably, when this comes out, I'm going to dinner with my friend Paul. But I usually spend 9/11 watching a documentary on 9/11. So.
I usually let it pass without.
Well, because every year I just have this, I can't believe that was real. I can't believe that happened. Can't believe them damn buildings is
This
gone.
year it's a little bit different. We're getting Trump's 9/11. And
that's right. This is Trump's 9/11.
Although it's kind of all of our 9/11. I think as this, a lot of people are talking about how as he gets crazier and crazier and ramps up some of the stuff, this is all a distraction. And I think the distractions are going to get worse and worse for us.
Jesus God, dude. It's...
and if you don't know, what we're alluding to is the fact that something we talked about on, what was it, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago now, was, and we did a little funny montage of us acting out Trump's letter to Epstein, supposed letter, alleged letter.
From his 2003 birthday book.
50th birthday.
His big 50th birthday
leather-bound book that Ghislaine Maxwell made for him. The Wall Street Journal reported on it. We did not have the letter at the time. We just had the transcript. Trump had denied it, denied the existence of the letter, denied everything, sued the Journal and the reporters who were
$10 billion
who were doing the reporting on this. And we now, thanks to the House Oversight Committee, we now have not just the letter. We do have the letter, but we have
the whole book,
the entire book. And we got I think we found out about it last night, and we've just been poring over. It's close to
238 pages.
238 pages. And it's psychotic. And we have to go through it with you guys.
Let's go over first impressions. What was your first impression?
My first impression is that this is...
so sweet. An act of love from Ghislaine.
No, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Truly just a book of over 200 pages of your friends just being like, Jeffrey, I love you, pal. No one pedophiles like you, my man. Yeah. It's crazy. And there are things... Not only that, just like... I think just it's bizarre how, even if he's not a pedophile or whatever, just like how present sex and bawdiness is in this man's life. Everyone has a story of like some
debauchery,
debaucherous, ribald, disgusting thing. Joking about getting STDs, and I'm like, and then just the weird, the repeated themes of,
you're a man who knows how to live life.
Yes, multiple times. I noted it wasn't just Trump who called him an enigma. Multiple times, the enigma thing, which some people are making connections. I don't know if I would go that far to like enigma is an anagram for gamine, which is a
word for young French girls,
young French woman or something. But then the amount of stories of just people being like, yeah, I mean, he could find women anywhere. I mean, we dropped him off in Iowa, and then all of a sudden, he's got like these 10 young women with him. And it's like, wait, what is happening?
Yeah. What got me is the hedonism of it.
Sure.
That not only was Epstein, it's almost like his religion was the constant pursuit of never-ending earthly pleasures of the flesh.
Right.
There's nothing about food. It's just like women and travel.
There's even a part where they talk about the travel, and one guy notes, we didn't give a shit about the food while they're traveling the world.
Yeah.
It was just fuck. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable. It feels cultish. It's like this cultish devotion to sex, and it's bizarre.
Pleasure seeking.
And then, I mean, so the letters and stuff, but as you'll see, the drawings and the poetry and the art and devotion to this man and his enigmatic ways.
He must have been a hell of a guy.
I mean,
he really must have been a hell of a guy. It makes me wonder all of this from Trump's letter in it. By the way, Trump's, you would think that it was like a prevalent part in it, and scrolling through the whole thing, it's practically an afterthought. And that's not to diminish his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. It's just like it just speaks to how extensive this guy's phone book was. But just real fast, we're talking about like, oh my God, these guys, and it's almost like, what do they know that we don't? And Trump kind of hints at that as like, we've got a secret. Fucking rocks.
Right.
That's the big secret.
Well,
is
I
like
think fucking
actually
children rocks is the secret.
Yeah.
But to be fair, this little letter feels small, but there's a much larger. Maybe we should just get to. So the Wall Street Journal published the thing about the letter, and I'm sure they're very eager to prove it's real. They have a whole like.
If this is a fake, it's a masterfully done fake.
They've done
not
like
fake.
So many articles just on this, a visual breakdown of the Trump birthday letter to Epstein, but they're analyzing signatures and all of these things.
It's 100% his fucking signature.
And I will tell you that maybe I said it on the episode when they were describing this letter. My thought was like, I need to see this letter. I need to see what they're describing this woman with breasts and the pubic hair. And in my mind, I'm picturing this cartoonish
Same.
Donald Trump.
Look at the boobs on
big honking boobs.
Yeah.
And it was almost disappointing. And at first I was like, what the hell? This is what he did. Where's the big honking boobs? But then I got so grossed out because I think this is a
child.
I think it's maybe a early pubescent girl. And to be like, the way they described it, I wouldn't necessarily call that the pubes. This whole thing is going to be disgusting.
That was I forgot that detail, that his signature is come give me a break. Looking at it, it's like, no, unless the photocopier kind of messed it up or something.
If you scroll down into the book, you'll see another part where Trump, this also they included in the Wall Street Journal thing here.
By the way, Trump isn't the only letter writer to include the voiceover thing. There's another one that was like voiceover, something.
Yeah,
and I think it was from a child.
I think that's what's so odd is these. They're not just letters from friends. They're these letters that invoke all these weird storytelling devices and stuff. So the book also has another letter that references Trump. It came from businessman and longtime Mar-a-Lago member Joel Pashkow. Sounds like cash cow, who made a crude joke about a woman that Trump and Epstein socialized with in the 90s, according to people familiar with the matter. The cash cow letter included a photo of a poster board sized check for $22,500, which had been mocked up to appear that it was sent from Trump to Epstein. But beneath it, a handwritten caption said, Jeffrey showing early talents with money and women, sells fully depreciated, and then the name is redacted, to Donald Trump for $22,500. The woman's name is redacted in the image. Weird.
Fully depreciated is in quotes, as if, and the joke being that like, she's used up. I'm buying her from you for God knows what reason. The woman who's actually named in this,
Trump has admitted himself, I think it was maybe Virginia. I can't remember which woman it was, but he said he was mad at Epstein for stealing from him.
Right. Yeah.
So this is now at least the second instance of them talking about trading and poaching women from each other.
And this is from an era when this was kind of the norm and kind of just talking about women like this, even publicly. I remember there was all over the radio and stuff at the time, and it didn't mean anything to me because I was 15 or something. But when the Olsen twins were about to turn 18, there was constant chatter on morning talk shows on the radio of like, the Olsen twins are counting down to them becoming 18, man. Counting down. Olsen twins gonna be 18 next week. Just a reminder, man, I want to fuck those Olsen twins. Tomorrow they turn 18. I could fuck them. You can. It was
so you're saying this book isn't that weird? This is just how people talk in 2003.
No.
Ben's no. Look,
I'm reminding people.
In 2003.
I'm reminding people that it is for sure an outlier, but it is partly endemic to the popular culture back then, where it was Trump went on Howard Stern and bragged about,
but I don't think
would
this
fuck
was
my daughter if she wasn't my daughter. God damn it, I'd fuck my daughter.
Right, and there's the stories of him telling Ivanka that when she was 17 that he wouldn't date anyone under 7 and anyone younger than her. That's his rule.
Yeah,
I won't date anyone younger than my 17-year-old daughter.
And it gets harder and harder the older and older she gets. Suck my ass, sir. Well, so it's so there's going to be a lot of that, is what I'm saying. Yes, trigger warning.
Big trigger warning on some of the most disgusting shit you've ever heard. The biggest creep who's ever existed, probably. And this is, I mean, you got to feel a little bit bad for MAGA. They are doing absolute gymnastics, dick sucking Olympics over here. Just
gold all around. Everybody gets a gold medal. That guy
Michael Tracy. Have you been watching his kind of?
Oh, sure. What's his thing? What's his whole ordeal?
His whole thing
with
is like basically debunking all of the Epstein victims. And his latest thing, I saw him post the letter and be like, "Big deal. This is their smoking gun," and people are like,
"Yes,
my guy." What are you talking about?
Yeah, the same people who were bending over backwards to be like Hillary Clinton, who is not without blame in her own right. Hillary Clinton and John Podesta were using secret coded messages in there. You remember that shit in 2015, 2016?
The foundation of this entire movement is like
Democrats
Pizzagate and QAnon, and we're going to root out the pedophiles, and you guys elected your pedophile king.
My brother, my guy.
Come on. And that's the best they got is like, well, Bill Clinton's in there too. You think
that's nobody. We're not part of the Bill Clinton. Nobody's walking around wearing fucking Bill Clinton hats.
I'll kill Bill Clinton with a gun tonight. I don't fucking care.
So, I don't feel bad for her per se, but I do think that it's wild that just Ghislaine Maxwell really loved this man. She really was in love with Jeffrey Epstein.
Things.
Well, because he met her when she was like underage.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
The real victim.
The real victim here.
No, we're not doing that.
No.
But yes, I mean,
she's accumulating letters.
She says there are letters in there towards the end that say nasty things about her. I'm like, why did you fucking include this?
Yeah. Well, she's reaching out to previous ex-girlfriends. Like it's all separated into sections. It's like former.
It's like childhood
associates,
Brooklyn, coworkers, pedophile fanatics. I don't know.
Should we start on page 51?
That's a great place to start.
Let's start on page 51.
We're skipping 50 pages, but it's like
it's just childhood shit.
Childhood photos, and it's before he really got into his
creep era.
Yeah.
So for the audio listener, boy oh boy, you're gonna have to bear with us. We'll do our best to describe what's going on.
No, I think
here.
It'll be okay for the audio listener because we'll read what's.
So we've got a young. I don't know who the hell this guy is with the polka dot shirt. Probably a young friend. Oh,
no,
by the way,
that's
him.
That's young Epstein.
Oh, one of the most
young Epstein is my rap name. You can't steal that.
I feel bad for his distant relatives and because they show his great grandparents and shit. It's like, man, they must be. If those people were alive, they'd probably be they'd probably die of such shame. And just the overarching thing is just, man, this guy's got.
Oh, there are many Jeffrey Epsteins walking around who are just not.
Oh, sure, yeah, but.
No, like named Jeffrey Epstein. And they're just normal guys.
Right.
We have a friend with an uncle who's.
Oof. Well, let's start scrolling down. Let's look at this. There's a young Jeff Epstein,
and it's not exactly clear where this. It looks like it's some kind of magazine clipping, or maybe from a small newspaper or something.
Financial strategist Jeffrey Epstein, 27, talks only to people who make over $1 million a year. If you're a quote, a cute Texas girl. Write this New York dynamo at 55 Water Street, 49. It must have been a dating thing.
So, well, this is it's a bit hard to read, but it's Bachelor of the Month. That's what
might have been People Magazine or something.
I don't know exactly. I wish we had where it was from, but yes, he's posting and he's looking. He's trolling.
All right, let's
keep
keep going.
Him. Cute Texas girls. He's trying to add to his.
And then I don't know who these guys are. His bandmates or something.
I know these are some of the bruisers he hung out with, and he's got some of their letters in there. We'll get to him if you go to page 56. We've got some of the. Look at these boys, and I believe what we get is an updated photo of these guys all, taking the same photo. The gentleman in the back was a little bit modest, maybe, and didn't want to put on.
It's just them shirtless, young, and then older. And
which this stuff still all in good fun. I will say
it just looks like a normal birthday book of like, hey, look at us when we were young, huh? And now look at us when we're older.
Sure.
There's just something so knowing everything that you know about Epstein, just every photo of him, I'm like, that's a fucking demon, man. That's a devil, man.
Pretty soon it starts to get a little nasty. Let's just go to 57, right? That's the next page right after this. This is titled Girls on My Boat. We picked up girls on beach, went out on boat. I tell them with knife in my hand to take suits off, but Warren tells, don't worry, his name is JN. He's just joking. He lives at so-and-so. I tell Mark to throw him into water. He did. So
it looks like
this was how these young men joked around.
Man,
you get women onto the boat, you take a knife.
Hey, take off your watch. See, now I could see myself making a joke like that.
I can too, which does worry me.
But then I would immediately be like, I'm just kidding around.
Just like these guys
and
did.
then I'd toss the knife into the water and do a backflip.
Just like these guys did.
Sure, but
the moral of the story has been not so different.
Oh, shut up. Get out of here. What's the next? Isn't there one more on 58?
Yes, this whole section is them kind of being...
It's his old friends writing memories.
Yes, Castaways, Volume 1. I was porking some girl in bed, and Jeff brings in the maid to make bed. She left screaming and never came back. We're both in bed, porking some girls. I said, what do you think? While he's shoving penicillin down my throat.
What the fuck is going on?
I think he's alluding to the fact that they've been fucking so many women and they're getting venereal diseases and stuff that while they're having sex, they're giving each other penicillin.
I went the whole day without speaking English. Jeff told everybody I was raised on a boat in Brazil. When I came out of the bathroom brushing my teeth and spit the foam on the floor, Jeff says, that's how they do it in Brazil.
So these are all just their like good old boys.
Yeah, good old boys.
They got more Concord Hotel, Jewish Singles Weekend. Sit us down at the table with ugly girls. I told them, don't you have any pretty ones? We get in room. Jack says, whatever. That's But they're talking about. And then here we go on page 61. 2 very young girls, probably just 17, and we're riding in my father's caddy. Park Ave, top down, smooching it up in car, drop dead laughing. Well, he liked him young from the start, I guess.
Hey, everybody. You know, I've been trading for a long time. You know, I can tell you there are a lot of tools that are just superfluous, just fluff. And there are some tools that really make a difference. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about MOOMOO. I'm talking about trading. I'm talking about what really sets MOOMOO aside. And it's their AI stock analysis, right? It's an AI powered by real-time brokerage data specifically built for trading. You get a quick daily or weekly rundown of key events, trading data, earnings insights, all of that and more, all in one place. So if you're a beginner and you're wondering, why is this stock running? This is exactly for you. And if you're more experienced, like me, I use it to stay ahead. It can flag things like technical indicators, unusual options activity, and lets me potentially act before, you know, Main Street gets a hold of it. And here's the cool thing. If I see something interesting, I can just tap it, and it takes me right to the feature I need. Super convenient, super time-saving. And if there's anything that I'm unsure about, I can ask MOOMOO's AI assistant. This is a good use case for AI, finally. It's trained for trading, and it runs on real-time brokerage data. And when I say it's built for real traders, I mean it. And here's the thing. You get a new user promotion. You want some free stuff? Emil's going to tell you about it.
You can get up to $1,000 in free NVIDIA shares just by depositing an amount you were already planning to trade with. And while you're still figuring things out, your uninvested cash earns 8.1% APY literally while you do nothing. That's insane. Check out the link below to explore everything MOOMOO has to offer, and don't miss your chance to grab free NVIDIA stock with qualifying deposit before the promo ends.
Boy.
Why don't you take this one? You
Okay.
You call yourself a bit of a Johnny Boy Kofka fan, don't you?
Folks, this is where it's going to take a pretty nasty turn. This is a letter from Johnny Boy Kofka.
This is when the actual official letters that Ghislaine has commissioned start. And I believe Johnny Boy Kofka is one of those guys.
Oh.
I believe. I've been trying to figure out exactly who it is, but I believe it's one of those guys, one of those bruisers.
I don't want to read the whole thing, but okay, so it's dated January.
Start with the beginning.
Yeah. Dearest Jeff, 50 years old. You really have had a pretty amazing life. Amazing because of where and when it started. Paula and Seymour fucking.
Those are his parents.
That must be his parents.
Those are his parents.
Who was there to tell him where to stick it? Is that assuming that his dad was a total moron?
I have no... this is what I'm talking about when I'm like... I just cannot believe he had this many friends who talked like this. Even just talking about the way you were born is the grossest... He's doing it in the grossest way imaginable.
Because he goes on to say, who told him to spit on her C word to make it wet? Maybe they had more on the ball than we all give them credit for. Oh, boy.
If I got a letter like this from my friend, I'd be like, yo, what are you doing?
Anyway, from that night back in May of 1953, as they lay there intoxicated from their lovemaking, little did they know what they would be bringing into the world early the next year. Let's fast forward to you. Oh, God. I remember summers when Warren would always work some shit-ass job like Nathan's for minimum wage. I would always find something, male ego in Brighton Beach. And Frog would too, Cabana Boy. But you, Jeff, would never work. Yes, you were special. You did things like music camps in Michigan, etc., which brings me to when you lost your virginity.
Which is crazy. So this is kind of the start of this whole theme of you were different from us. You were this magic guy. You didn't always have to work. You'd luck yourself into these things. And then he just goes right into being like, is he implying that he lost his virginity at one of these camps?
I guess. The first time I ever flew was with you. I went with you to Michigan to visit your friend Blank, the Interlaken girl, for New Year's Eve. It was also the first time I'd ever laid eyes on a bright, attractive, bubbly, blue-eyed Midwestern female. She was like an alien to me. She wasn't Jewish or Italian. Wasn't she your first? My first was up in Monticello, where I spent part of the summer with Lloyd and Andy working at Playland Arcade in Monticello. It was Lloyd's girlfriend. That's who I... This guy's a sick fuck.
I mean, he lost his virginity to his friend's girlfriend, so that's very fun. This whole next paragraph, we're not going to read the whole thing, but this is kind of where this is the guy who's describing how bawdy everything really gets. He talks about how they were really slumming it and obviously having sex with all kinds of women, and they didn't care about the food. It was just, more.
It worked. You began to realize that you could get away with shit. That chicks and people in general were schmucks. You sensed that you were sharper and more astute than most. So basically, hey, we started to realize early on that you were a sociopath.
Right.
And that was awesome.
You started to crack the code a little bit. There weren't going to be repercussions for you.
Especially the ones who had money, women, position, and power. Yes, your charisma and persuasive ways came very early on. And you didn't learn life's lessons in your house. You learned them from us, from Europe, Interlochen, our trips to the city, and all the people you met along the way. Maybe you picked up a little from Timmy, too. Remember meeting Philly? He's 16. He said he'll always remember how you said that Timmy taught you a lot about business. So now you're 50. No sweat, Jeff. You look great. You're probably in the best shape of your life, and you're not slowing down one bit. If no one told you how old you were, wouldn't you think you were 36 or something? Don't get bored and stay healthy.
It goes on from there, but this one's just really illustrative from this, like, from an early age. This guy has just been making things happen, realizing the rules don't necessarily apply to him. It honestly makes me, I'm like, what was it like spending time with this guy? I mean,
they
he just
all
kind
loved him.
Tractor beams you in.
And what were they doing? Just going out, hey, let's go fucking party and suck and fuck and stuff?
It does seem that way, because on the very next page, we're not going to read the whole thing. It's funny. It's just more of this. It's, and a lot of these are handwritten, so it's a bit hard to parse out. But there's just this, he's reminiscing on old time, home of the educated hamburger, stories about chronic UTIs, prostate massage, orgies, ice skating in the park. It's just like,
just classic stuff.
Classic stuff. How we're constantly getting UTIs from fucking so much.
I mean, I remember finding old.
And you're just jamming penicillin down my mouth as I'm screwing another one.
Yeah, like I understand that the 70s and 80s and into the 90s was a lot of wild sex stuff for a lot of people. I know after my dad died and we were clearing out a bunch of his old shit from the garage and stuff, we found photos of like naked girls and stuff and naked guys when they would all be like camping and getting naked and stuff. But there were never any like, whoa, what the fuck is that kind of thing. Or any letters from friends being like, hey, remember that time we all fucked.
Or them being like, man, you really could make people do whatever the hell you wanted, couldn't you?
Hey, shout out to you, Stu. You could really manipulate a woman.
You really understood how to make the world work for you.
What is wild is like these people are all so weird and horny and they love it. And it does really make you realize as you pour over this thing that there's a whole world out there for these wealthy, like, I hate to sound like Alex Jones, but for these like wealthy elites, there's really a whole world that we just aren't privy to. And I think at a certain level of wealth and power and influence and stuff, really the only way to get your rocks off is to, I don't know, like you're either going into family life or you're helping charities and stuff, or you're just like, let's just fly around and suck and fuck as many women as we can. And he got filed pretty early on into that. If you go to
page 75, he seems pretty obsessed with like
foot massages.
Well, we'll get to the foot massages, but just kind of like taking advantage of people. It seems like he believed in nothing. So this is another letter. We're not going to read the whole thing, but dearest Jeffrey, and he's talking about how he met him when they were much younger. And then when we met again, sometime after college, you had shoulder-length curls, wore wonderful hand-embroidered denim work shirts and tight jeans, and drove a brown Camaro with a glove compartment full of parking tickets. Needless to say, you had outgrown your shyness around girls and even confessed that you participated in peace marches because they were the easiest places to get laid. A truly unique perspective on political activism in the 70s.
So this guy was
just everything about him is...
He's a walking, vacuous...
Yes.
Immoral hedonist.
The horniest man in the world.
But also, judging by the photos, he just looks like a laid-back dude. You wouldn't guess that the more you read, the more you're just confounded. Like, who the fuck was this guy? He really was, as they say, like a man of mystery.
An enigma.
If you will, yeah. And he really did love, I don't know what it was. He had a fetish for foot massages. Like, Jesus Christ. And also, what did all these people, it just seems like all they ever did was jet set around the world, picking up people. Like, when did he have time to work? When did these fucking people work?
Well, I think, depending on who you ask, there might have been some government funding of some of these activities, if you know what I'm saying. And that's probably a good time if you want to skip to page 98. This is quite a telling little image and quote that they've included here. We have a picture of Jeffrey Epstein with a blacked out face.
She's wearing a damn garbage bag for a gown.
It's quite a strange dress, and it's included a little quote on the bottom. He is the boyfriend of redacted. We think he works for the CIA.
See, now that makes me think that perhaps that's just because at this point he was wealthy and influential, that it might have even just been some bogus lie that he would talk about just to get himself laid, you know? Like,
that is a good point.
I'm a CIA baby. I'm a CIA agent, baby. You better not lie to me.
It does
I'll
seem
find
like
you.
At this point, this man will do anything to get laid. So sure.
I love all the old pictures from the next page 99, if you just scroll down. Albert Pinto had a huge input here. These are considered his floor days. No idea who Albert Pinto is, but it's when Epstein wasn't quite there yet. Man, the guy really did have a chest full of hair, didn't he?
I know, truly a sweater on that man. It's impressive. You gotta. Actually, you don't have to give it up to him. But,
the next 101 is where
things get really weird.
It starts to get weird, yeah. It's a photo of him in some Chinese herb shop, and the caption handwritten is, "Are you sure this will make my winky grow?" And then at the very bottom, he's in what looks like a Trump hotel bathroom, waiting for my foot massage. Always the fucking foot massages.
But this is what okay, so like you said, okay, you found some body pictures of your dad and them dicking around. But if there was a leather-bound book with just the complete focus on every little thing is like,
thanks for helping me get laid.
I mean, and then on the very next, just waiting for my foot massage in a bathtub. It's just a bizarre dedication to.
Let's jump down to page 108.
Wait, really quick, just right before that 107, I think this one's just fun for all the.
She tossed it in there. Happy birthday, love Ghislaine, and it's them naked in a pool. Why would you go out for burgers? To quote Paul Newman, why would you go out to burgers when, man, you got a great looking steak at home?
It's not about
eat that steak every night, pal. What do you need to get the massage like? And it just there's.
Look at that little go back up. Look at that little. I don't know him. He looks like Joe Biden when he kind of
whispered into kids' ears.
Yes, just the.
Hey,
he looks like
ice cream.
Ugh, I don't know.
So the next page,
I'm just knowing that he's constantly dangerously horny at all times.
Oh yeah, like maniacally. This guy doesn't have post-nut clarity. If
and
anything,
I do like that the American intelligence community was like, "How can we harness this horniness?
Yeah, how can we harness this power?
How can we use this to our gain?"
Buddy, you have a way of exuding horniness that it's infectious, that other people can't help but just be like, I kind of want to fuck too. Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's go fly to Paris and fucking get massaged.
If we somehow diverted him from the intelligence community to the scientific community and they somehow bottled this, we wouldn't have a climate crisis right now because we could run this whole country on Jeffrey Epstein's insane horny energy.
Very well said. I like this next chapter because it's entitled "Children" and it's it's in Comic Sans, and it is the copy machine kind of fucked it up, so it's missing an eye, and it just looks broken. And
this is probably the most upsetting section. It's short and it's jarring. I mean, so just scroll through it because it's short.
I want to read this first letter on page 109.
But it hits you like a speeding train because you go from nude Jeffrey and Ghislaine to I'm serious. This
I know.
If you're turning through it, you go nude Jeffrey and Ghislaine, you flip to children, and then just children's handwriting.
Yeah. This is child, I don't know who wrote this, presumably a nephew, because it's called Uncle F Makes Poppy. I think he means to say poopy.
I think that's what it is.
I believe
as
this
well.
is a fictionalized story from this child. One day, Uncle F decided to go poopy. He had never seen poopy in his life. Even though he is 50, he has never seen it. Oh, here we go. Narrator, why are you here? Said
How
Uncle.
does this keep happening?
I don't know. Now, this kid can't spell for shit, just to be clear, and has no respect for
no respect for lines and
what do you call that? The lines between whatever
margins.
Yeah. Narrator, why are you here? Said Uncle F. Get on with the story. Okay, so as I was saying, he was going for the toilet. Who wrote this? Me? As he pooped on the floor. So Uncle F ran to tell his mommy that he had pooped on the floor. Mommy, me poopy on floor. And me see poopy for first time. No, not the narrator. No, not the narrator again. Why are you here? Said Uncle F. Because you only have 1 minute and 2 seconds left. So hurry up with the story. Okay, that's too fast. I guess so. So to end the story, he cleaned the poopy up.
Really, really beautiful little interlude here.
And then there's, nice.
Maybe the narrator and these like God things. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of intelligence handler they got them all brainwashed or something.
It feels
and they
so.
Talk
it feels
like,
this whole thing feels like evidence in True Detective season 1.
And if you're at Epstein's Island, everyone's like, no, the narrator wouldn't like that.
Yeah, you better be careful there, little Timmy. The narrator's gonna figure out what's going on. You pooped on the floor? You pooped on the floor? Oh fuck! This next one is a hand-drawn picture featuring five crying women at the top, and music notes, and it says, here comes the bride, all dressed in white. Where is the groom? He's in the ladies' room. What is his reminder? There's to work on his binder. Here's the something, glory to his doggy. It's just, and then there's pictures of.
I know. It's
a new
redacted,
series of,
but it's, I don't know. It's very strange. It's
presumably
it's
a family
young
member.
girl posing.
Yeah. So that's the only part for children. Then it goes into friends, and it just keeps getting.
Hey guys, we got to take a quick break to thank another sponsor. That's Factor, and this one's really important. It's back to school time. Okay, we all got our summer's over. You can't
say that.
There's no more being lazy. You got to get your life back together, and that means eating healthy after that summer vacation.
Yeah, you know,
and cooking at home again.
Yeah, cooking at home. It can be a slog, right? But not with these dietitian approved and delivered right to your door meals with Factor. You got more variety, more meals. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. You can support your wellness goals. You can even enjoy more GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good-for-you fats. From more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. And I'm one of them, baby.
Ben's been eating them. And
I've been eating them.
Honestly, let his body do the talking for the ad. The guy looks ridiculous, honestly.
They're so convenient, folks. They're tasty. I mean, you pop them in the microwave. They're done in 2 minutes, and you can't beat it. If you're lazy, if you're too busy, what do you got to lose?
The body says it all. Eat smart at factormeals.com/bays50off and use code bays50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code bays50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. I mean, the first page of Friends is a very bizarre photo.
I don't think this is that bizarre.
No,
this is them playing pretend. This is like a good, we could very well have a photo like this. Us wearing balaclavas.
But I think it's, sure, the totality of all this thing.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, we'll just read it real quick. I mean, for the audio listener, Jeffrey Epstein has maybe some pantyhose or stockings over his head. Like,
and what looks like a pistol in his hand.
And the other guy has and he's holding a gun, and the other guy's got a ski mask on and maybe a knife. And it says, finally at the home of our friend, let's call him Mr. Brown. Jeffrey unveiled his plan. To some, it may have seemed a get-rich-quick scheme, but to me, it was pure genius. Rob and kill was the name of the plan. The first victim, redacted. To be attacked and brutally plundered. Would she want more than that? On the board... See...
It's all these, like, rape fantasies and
I
shit.
know. It's like, okay, fine. We could make a joke where we're wearing... The fucking... It always,
the photo alone, I'd be like,
sure,
yeah, okay. But then,
it
yeah.
always has. Would she want more than that? Meanwhile, the guy who's like on the boat, take your tops off or we'll fucking kill you. Broad daylight, the dastardly thieves were never caught. Postscript, I retired from the life, but I recently read an article in New York which led me to believe that my old friend Mr. E had continued on and became an industry leader.
So it speaks
That's
to the fact that
bizarre.
These people all very well kind of knew that he was into some crazy, weird shit, but they kind of liked it because it got all their juices flowing, you know? And
yeah, the next one worth doing is probably
page 117 with the guys. Yeah, this one. Then things. These are all they're all obsessed with writing these like fictionalized like fantasy little story bits about him. This one is such a late 90s guy attitude. Then things began to change. I think it was shortly after he encouraged Morgan to say woof on the phone to me that I noticed the beginning. What the fuck does this mean?
I think he...
And then go ahead.
I think... it's probably because of what I know about all of this is coloring this, so maybe it's more harmless than it is, but I don't know. To me, it sounds like some kind of sick game, some kind of bore on the floor, like say woof to him. I don't know.
And then while his friends were willing to either go blissfully ahead, eyes closed, trusting in the Almighty, Jeffrey began to get that look in his eye. He was cooking up something either evil or at least deadly. I always hoped he wasn't spurred to action by my action, the unforgivable, immortal sin of getting married. Oh, take my wife. Oh, my wife. My fucking
The next one
wife.
I have is, there's some very weird things in here. If you keep scrolling, you have this whole thing about the Vanity Fair poster child. I don't even know. On the occasion of Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday party, a Vanity Fair poster child is something to be. A Vanity Fair poster child is something to see. A liver, a lover, a Jeff, a Jeffrey. Let's all give a cheer for today. He's 50. 5 decades. I don't know what that's. 5 decades or half century by birds
L, I believe that's.
Oh, sure. 55
Yeah.
decades. L or half century. By birds and by bucks. C's and M's are his key. Blonde, red, or brunette spread out geographically. Dude.
With this net of fish, Jeff's now the old man in the sea.
Teaching math, trading options or foreign currency. Green eye shade schemes and plans a unique tax strategy. Wet dream and... I'm missing that one.
Caution.
An architect's wild spree. Moscow, Paris, Santa Fe, Alhambra, East Jamboree. You guys get it. It's disgusting.
Who wrote that? Leon?
That
Who's
one's Leon. I think that's Leon.
The Black what?
Yes,
Black
Leon
Rock?
Black. Leon Black.
Jesus Christ. Well, then on page 126, you've got Bill Clinton's letter. Happy
and that's
50th.
What's so funny about it, though. Like these like Wall Street guys taking the time to be like, you know what? I have to write a poem.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my kind of theory here. We are all different, somewhat different people to different groups of people. You know, like you got your childhood friends, your high school friends that know you as one thing. You've got your, I don't know, your work friends that know you as one thing. It strikes me that I believe that he's got different cohorts of people in his life that knew him. Because when you go to the education part, his former colleagues at whatever school he was teaching at, they strike me as like, they only knew him as like the math genius, Jeffrey. And theirs, I feel bad because one just says, "Happy birthday, Jeffrey." And it's just like a bunch of math stuff, diagrams and shit where it's like.
But I will say, it does seem like, there are those where it seems very professional or whatever, but it seems like for the most part, most of the cohorts that if they've known him from childhood, early adulthood, later into life, the one common theme is that they're like, He likes young women.
Mm-hmm.
He's insanely horny. He's got like
He's a
crazy
genius.
powers over people.
Yeah.
And so, you can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but like that theme is cohesive. It's just like,
Yeah. I just want to protect the math nerds because I feel like he didn't seduce or poison them. I feel like they're out there somewhere going, how could we have been so wrong about this guy? Holy shit. Because I doubt, maybe I could be wrong, but when they're talking about fucking Pythagoras, I doubt he ever was like, you guys like titties?
Maybe that was
because he knew that these guys were incorruptible.
That was his kryptonite. He was like, these guys, where's the horny? Why aren't these guys, all they want to do is talk about theorms.
Yeah.
I can't get to these guys.
Because their contribution is literally just like math diagrams.
How do I break through?
And shapes and stuff. Bill Clinton's.
I know, they're just like, remember when we saw this one?
Yeah. Yeah. Bill Clinton's, I can't even read.
I know, this one was really hard for me to make out.
It's something, isn't it?
But I do think it's more harmless than some of these.
That's what makes me not protect Bill Clinton or anything or defend him. But I think that there were certain people that he knew not to try to corrupt.
Oh, no, I think this letter's harmless, but I think
Bill Clinton absolutely. Knowing Bill Clinton with the cigar and stuff, he absolutely was like,
okay,
hey,
so this is a little bit hard to read, but it's a funny order she put these in because it's, he basically just says, happy birthday, something, something. You're the best pedophile. We love you, pal. The very next one is Alan Dershowitz.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, Dear
Unfair.
Jeffrey, as a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain an early version of the Vanity Unfair article. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton. As you will see from the enclosed excerpt, happy birthday and best regards. And it's got this very bizarre, what he's enclosed is a photoshopped
Vanity Fair cover.
Unfair cover where he's made it all about Jeffrey Epstein.
It reads like a meme today that you would see where the text just kind of is blocked over what the original text is.
Yes. But then he includes, I think this is actually from the other story or something, or what he got removed, because it's got this portion titled, Who Was That Man with Epstein? Inquiring minds are asking, who was that man with Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein is, of course, one of the world's most famous men, a household name throughout the planet. His pictures appeared on the cover of every magazine in the world. Everyone knows public figures of the Western world. But
No, you skipped a line. Everyone knows his story.
Oh, everyone knows his story. From his humble roots on Coney Island to his rise as one of the most envied public figures of the Western world. But what was he doing flying to Africa with an obscure former politician from Hope, Arkansas?
Bill
You know
Clinton.
who that is?
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. Who is that politician and why would Epstein have picked him for the coveted seat on his private jet? Vanity Unfair was determined to get to the bottom of this mystery man and to reveal the story behind the story. Normally, we would not pry into the private life of an obscure Arkansas politician, particularly one who has tried so hard and up to now so successfully to keep his private life to himself. But the moment the obscure man stepped onto the Epstein jet, he became fair game for probing inquiry. Why would a man like Epstein, who can pick and choose his companions from princes to professors, select a flying companion from the Ozark Mountains? To be sure, he was a Rhodes Scholar, but we all know how easy it is to get a Rhodes if you're from Arkansas. There must be something else. Vanity Unfair decided to snoop around. The obscure politician reluctantly agreed to an interview on the express condition that it was completely off the record. This is what he told us.
I think this is a joke about how if you're with Epstein, you're going to be overshadowed by him because he's such a
I took it as a joke
playboy.
As this is what he told. This is what he went to Vanity Fair to tell them. I thought he was making a joke like, why would he's calling Bill Clinton the obscure politician from Arkansas. Obviously, he's very popular, and he's saying, why do you want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein? Talk about Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
He's the big next thing. He's a Rhodes Scholar. He's the governor from Arkansas. You know, who cares about flying on Jeffrey Epstein's plane?
That was the next. It's one page below, by the way. That whole thing you just read.
I think that was more about what he did to get them off the trail.
Hey, gang, we want to take one more quick break to thank a sponsor of today's show. It's CASHAPP. You know, I am susceptible to scams. There, I said it.
It's been known to happen to him.
It's been known to happen to me. And thank God with Cash App, I don't have to worry about ever getting scammed. All right. You know, because when it comes to your money, you deserve to feel safe from fraud and in control. And that's exactly what you can expect from Cash App, folks. When you get the Cash App card, not only do you get access to a ton of perks and benefits like exclusive early access to nationwide concert pre-sales or discounts on popular brands, you also have extra security with the power to instantly lock or unlock your card right from your phone in just one tap. Can you think about how darn convenient that would be? Your card gets stolen or something, or you lose it, God forbid. No problem. I can just shut off the card in my app. Or
you're on vacation, you can't even make a call.
Yeah.
Okay, do it on the app.
With Cash App, you can spend, save, and live your life knowing your money is right where you left it. With advanced built-in security, protections you count on, and help when you need it, spend with peace of mind today and order a Cash App card in the app or at cash.app/card.
For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real. Just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code SECURE10 in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App.
Let's jump down to 147, I think. There was one fucking...
What? There was one... if you go to 131, this is another one where it just speaks to this. This is the one I was kind of alluding to, the Iowa thing. It just speaks to this.
This
like
guy,
from
Bill
all
Elkis.
Aspects of his life, they have these stories about him. It's this like, and these are the letters that they choose to write about him on his 50th birthday. Ghislaine says, "Hey, I'm putting together this book. What's your story?"
It's going to be a horny thing about women and all the women that he's fucked over the years.
But with weird aspects. It's no secret that Jeffrey appreciates beautiful women, but not many people know that he can create them out of thin air. At least he did in Iowa in 1988. At the time, I was managing the money of the Zimmerman family. They lived in Iowa, blah, blah, blah. Hog farming, serious industry there. They feel there's more than a little truth to saying that it's hard to tell the difference between the girls and the hogs in Southeast Iowa.
Jesus, man.
I had invited Jeffrey to come to Fairfield to see our investment operations, meet the Zimmerman family, and learn more about their major charitable projects. He asked about the nightlife, and we could only laugh as we dropped him off at the local motel. The next morning, a group of 4 of us picked up Jeffrey to give him a tour of the area. At our first stop, we parked in front of a bookstore. As we're getting out of the car, a spectacular, tall, blonde woman suddenly come out of the store, that's his mistake, not mine, walked directly past us and up to Jeffrey and announced, "I am new to this area. What is going on?" Dude.
Hey, I mean, you got to hand it to him. That is wild. He's like a pig finding truffles.
It turned out she was a sales rep for a firm selling academic branded athletic clothing, and she was literally driving through Iowa visiting local campuses. Jeffrey invited her to join us and did his magic. Within a few hours, he had invited her to return to New York with him for the weekend. The guys in the car were astonished to even see such an attractive lady in Fairfield, amazed that she passed over them to meet Jeff, and were speechless when she agreed to come to New York. I'll admit to wondering at the time whether Jeffrey somehow arranged the whole episode through some long-distance escort service, but the following week, I happened to be in Manhattan, and Jeffrey asked me to give her a ride back to our company plane, giving me a chance to speak with her for a few hours. She was the real McCoy.
Damn, dude.
This is unbelievable. I mean, it just this is what I'm talking about this, like, when you were asking about the first impressions, the people with these stories of just, he walked out of a bookstore where there's not a beautiful woman for hundreds of miles, and one just appears and is like, "I'm new here. What is going on?"
And of course, his friends are like, "Jeffrey, how did you do that?" And it's like, he didn't.
I don't know. She's flying to New York.
Oh, God. My favorite, not my favorite, but another interesting one, and just speaking to how fucking wealthy these people are, page 134, this person writes, "I asked my house astrologer what to make of you." This person has a house astrologer. And I do like this. To the astrologer's credit, the analysis, a fiercely intelligent, highly complex individual for whom the accumulation of great wealth is no problem, prefers working in private or better yet, utter secrecy, emotionally complicated, can run hot and cold, can lose interest in the blink of an eye, professes to be available, but much goes on behind the scenes and he decides what he gives. Extensive scientific/humanitarian/philanthropic strength and co-interest, which if harnessed and developed properly, could have a significant impact, as in tangibly changing the world for the better. And as an added bonus, beat the current masters at their own game. Man, it sounds like he really did have a lot of power that he just put to the wrong things.
I mean, on the very next page, we're not going to read the whole thing. It just speaks to how many people have stories like this. It's psychotic. This is in the middle of the letter. I was speaking to BB last night before reading this email, and we both agreed that we were at a loss to decide which of the hundreds of hilarious incidents to pinpoint for you. There are just too many. And it's telling which ones he includes. First up, inspecting the royal schoolgirls' dorms. That's probably a hilarious story. We all remember. Who hasn't been in that situation? Chasing rabbits with Toto in the old man's dino. Trying to get Redacted's husband out of the way in Manila. It's just disgusting.
All right, let's. The next one I have is 147. There are a lot of his previous girlfriends and assistants who write very loving letters about how he changed their lives and how appreciative they are of him. And there's throughout these photos, film photos of them in faraway, exotic-looking locales, private islands, boats and shit. But yeah, let's see.
Well, so I mean, just right off the bat. So this is from a letter. This just speaks to, he writes this letter about like, I didn't know where to start. It's the common thing. I didn't know we've been through so many times. I didn't know what to say. So in the end, I've wound up with this silly excuse for a missive, neither profound nor funny, but I've included a few photos that I took on my recent trip to Africa. They seem more appropriate than anything I could put in words.
So let's just pause there. This guy says, I was looking for anything to say, but all I've got are these. The best thing I could come up with are just these photos of my trip to Africa that would sum this up. And let's scroll through. First off, there's a monkey with a boner screaming. Next, we've got what appears to be that's a zebra either just finishing or just starting to mount a female zebra. And is that ejaculate coming out of the...
Quite possible, pal.
And then the next one is just the zebra with a boner. The next one below that is just a lion and his lioness.
He's getting ready to.
Oh, and then the next photo is the lion mounting,
and then a happy lion,
and then a happy lion, and then it's just these are my favorites.
And I will say that was the most. If that was just taken on its own, that would be the most harmless thing in this thing of like a guy being like, okay, I guess I'll be a little cheeky.
Yeah.
But in the context of this.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's like he's basically saying, Jeffrey, you are an animal no different than the ones on the savannah that just take whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then I like this one because it's made with the most early 2000s clip art from Microsoft Word. Dear Jeffrey, happy 50th. You got balloons, a cake, a 747, which is inaccurate because he did not fly a 747. And then various women. And it just says Joel. And then this next one, when I first scrolled through it, I didn't really...
This is maybe the smoking gun of the whole thing.
But for sure. But I didn't see the time. I completely glazed over the dates. I was like, this guy sees him as like a man for the children, and then he also likes to take a load off. But
this is
the most.
If you've been following along, and I know we've been talking about this for a long time, I'm sorry, it's just fascinating. If you're one of these MAGA guys going, okay, look, you can explain that one. I want you to explain this one. And for the audio listener, why don't you describe what's going on here?
Sure. So, thank you, Emil. So, this is
go ahead.
This is a meticulously drawn. This had to have taken a few hours. Colored pencil or pens or something.
He really did put the work in on
He really did put the work in. He even put the actual, what appears to be the accurate tail number on his private jet on the airplane up in the corner, 908JE. And on the left, you've got Jeffrey Epstein handing a lollipop. A drawn Jeffrey Epstein handing a lollipop to these three girls, and it says 1983. They are clearly
little girls.
Little girls.
Like they're in skirts and they've got the little
the
makeup
blush on the cheeks. Yeah, bows in their hair. Yeah, and then next to it is Jeffrey Epstein now, and it says 2003, so it's 20 years later, and he is relaxed, laid back on a a cabana chair with his mansion in the background,
No,
his
I
private
believe-
jet in the background.
I believe that's Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, interesting.
If you pull up a picture of Mar-a-Lago, that looks a lot like Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, it does.
And under 2003, it says, "What a great country."
And he is getting a foot massage from one topless woman at the bottom, presumably a blowjob from the girl in the middle who has a tattoo on her right butt cheek that says J-E. And then he's getting a massage from the two other women. So the implication here is that from young age to 18, he makes sure that he gets the women or something, right? He's what do you call that? Groomed them.
Pretend you're some kind of MAGA diehard, right?
Mhm.
You've got the flags, you've got all the merch, you've got Trump 2028 hats. Hell, even on your pickup truck, when you drive behind you, you've gotten a decal where it looks like Biden is tied up in your bed.
Sure.
You know,
I've got an InfoWars sticker. I've got Hillary for prison still. Yeah.
Sure. Trump's letter appears in this, and you come across this. How are you defending this one? How are you getting yourself out of this one?
Well, if they were 18, I don't see what the problem is. I mean, yeah, they all like young girls. That was a I don't know why I'm giving them a Southern accent. I'm sorry to anybody in the South. I would probably do what they're doing, which is they're leaning on the fact that he hasn't spoken to him in 15 years because he knew that he was a creep, which is just such a fucking cop-out because you guys all know he has shown you and told you who he is for the entirety of his life. Like that was a point of pride because again, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was not a badge of shame to be a womanizer like this as a public figure.
Too much logic. If I see it, I'm going, yeah, what a great country. Where a guy who clearly in the 80s was doing a lot of community work, helping out younger people, being a good guy, going around with balloons, handing them out. And now, because our country's so great, we reward those people very nicely with blowjobs and sexy ladies and Mar-a-Lago memberships. And that's the America I want to live in.
Yeah, it's you are who you spend time with, and you are who your friends are. And
you're saying if you lay with dogs, you get fleas.
If you live with dogs, you get fleas.
Lay.
And the fact that these, I mean, it's a cult, and these people are willfully ignorant, and it just speaks to it's the old thing that Trump said: I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and they would still vote for me.
I need to know.
There could be undisputed evidence of him molesting a child, and they would find a way to either just not see it, or they'd explain it away like, no, that's just a what do you call the small people? That's just a little person.
Oh, sure.
It's just a dwarf. It's a woman with dwarfism. What are you talking about?
I need to know. We need to find out who made this picture, because more than anything, if this guy's still out there, he needs to be locked up. He needs to be stopped.
I mean, yeah, it's
Ghislaine calling you up. Hey, you got anything for the book I'm putting together?
Yeah, can you imagine if I
got just the thing, actually?
Yeah, I got just the thing. Oh, longtime partner of my good friend Jeffrey Epstein. I've got a handmade drawing underscoring just, but I mean, she knew she was getting him these very women that he was, I don't know. She probably got off on it too.
I mean, that is the most frustrating thing about this entire, just how brazen it all is. And yet, on the very next picture, if you keep scrolling, it is another person bragging. It's the check we were talking about with Jeffrey bragging about being such a good businessman and just
God, you're so good at business, Jeffrey. You're so good at it. Scroll down to 159. I like this one that this one's very artistic, and I love Jeffrey's face in the middle. Look at that dumb little expression. Slightly cross-eyed. This person is artistic. Let's see. We're wrapping up here a little bit. Of course, you've got Trump's right there at 165.
Oh yeah, we're gonna skip it, but on 157, he gets called an enigma again. Obviously,
oh yeah. My favorite, 167.
But yeah, we can't.
You got a breast.
Trump's is dang smack right in the middle of all this craziness.
We don't know who this person is, but on 166, Dear Jeffrey, for the man who has almost everything, but never enough of these, sent with best wishes for your 50th birthday. And it is like
photocopied boob or
photocopied
something.
breast.
But then
she
bit
gets
artistic.
Both of them on there.
Yeah.
Specially commissioned by Henry Rosovsky in honor of Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. Very artistic. There's randomly a chocolate chip cookies recipe next.
written on a weird map of the world. This looks like it's maybe from some kind of magazine, and it's just a bizarre. There's the male symbol that says like glitter, and the female symbol, and then the male symbol that says like homemade.
They were really into weird coded.
Yeah.
What would you even metaphors and stuff? 171 is a pretty good one. I like this one. It's very
beautiful and simple.
This one would be
right to the point.
Yeah, this one would be fine. Dear Jeffrey, I wanted to get you what you want, so here it is. And it's just the laziest
pair of boobs.
2 lines drawn of breasts. Happy birthday, your friend Leslie, it looks like.
That might be Les Wexner.
Oh, wow. Okay, then it gets weird. So 174, you've got these photos of that's George Bush Jr. without a face.
And completely unexplained. If I'm
completely unexplained,
unless it's regarding this one, and I just can't read it. It's too poorly photoshopped, and it's and it's difficult handwriting.
Yeah, I don't know who that second person is. I don't. Who is that? Do you reckon? Is that a young Jeffrey Epstein with the face blurred out?
I really don't know. There's really not much to go off besides a little bit of hair and an ear, and it's I just don't know.
Oh, yeah, it does have to do with this next thing, because it's Weekly World News Online Edition. International Funny Man of History revealed as alien in disguise. Strange beings from planet near distant star hatch sinister plot to corner choice real estate on Earth. They all exhibit curious aversion to food and wine. Ex-president taken in. What the fuck does that mean? If you gave me something like that for my birthday, I'd be like, cool, dude, what does that mean?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Because you haven't been doing coded sex trafficking for 2 decades at this point.
Then the next stuff is all from his
which we got to go through a little. So yeah, we're getting towards the end here, but this is the big girlfriend section, which gets.
Oh no, the next scrolling through, this is all the science stuff. So this is all his science lovers. Going through, I like 188 because it's very straightforward. Happy birthday, Jeffrey. It's just very like, this guy didn't know what was going on. He's just a math guy.
Ghislaine just had his contacts and was like, I guess they're close friends.
This guy.
She was like, ugh, these morons. Why didn't they do any sex stuff?
Yeah. And then girlfriends. Yeah. Page 196.
Which is when it gets pretty wacky again after the science stuff. Jeffrey, look at that drawing. Picture the scene without the audience. The girl, and this is going to make sense because we'll show the drawing and we'll describe it for the audio person, but this is just bizarre. Picture the scene without the audience. The girl sleeping on the floor, I believe, had shorter hair then. Does it bring you back memories? I'm thinking of all the great times we had together. You know you will always be my very close friend, even though we don't see each other so much anymore. Have a happy 50th. I can't believe it. But the good news is you look better than you did years ago when we first met. Love always redacted. And now if you scroll to this image.
It's people in chairs and a little girl asleep on the floor as presumably Jeffrey is playing the piano.
And it's very strange because she said, picture the scene without the audience. I don't know what that means. The girl sleeping on the floor had shorter hair then. And it's
all bizarre shit, man.
You're right. It's very first season of True Detective. This like ceremonial thing, like Ghislaine, bring the girls in. I want them to watch, and yes, bring her down.
Yeah, it's all eyes wide shut.
In front of me.
All right, jump down to page 203. This is my favorite page in the whole thing. It's titled "Jizzies."
I knew you were gonna love Jizzies when I was looking through this.
When I saw it, I was like, "What is this?" Jizzies, a highly excited and distracted state of mind. To me, this was a meme of sorts, an inside joke that he had with him, with all his friends and his girlfriends and stuff. Like when he was horny, he would say, "I got the jizzies, man. I got the jizzies." And there's a lot of references to there not being a cloud in the sky. So it's like he had this kind of, he probably was such an egomaniac on a level that he truly did think that he was probably magical in some way. We know from like his,
honestly, that's a good point.
I think from
probably, and we have the evidence of him getting arrested and them being like, he's intelligence, let him go. I'm sure he did feel bulletproof in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And he also was obsessed with like what is that called where you genetics and stuff, and like he wanted to like inseminate as many women as he possibly could. He was kind of an Elon guy like that. I forgot what that's called. But either way, this person
is it a pronatalist or something?
No. That's I don't know. He was into genetics and stuff. To a collector of more than beautiful minds, he whom appreciates architecture, undulating landscapes, quote, beauty marks, and it's just there's a photo of this one is so weird. I understood years ago after Ghislaine came to the Palm Beach horse show looking for what I thought was a horse that she was on a mission for a collection of breast photos, a compilation, of course, for you. So Ghislaine was at a horse show trying to solicit women for breast photos. I came to see you some months later. You told me to take off my top. With the usual Epstein smile, you looked at my breasts and said, "Yeah, I was right. Memory served you correctly. The beauty mark was on the right breast. One quotable memory to a true friend with whom I have shared many complicities.
I just can't.
I love you and wish you the best next 50 years." Then there's a little photo of a bra, and it says, "P.S. I know from the phone exchange some years back you like my bra. So, Jeffrey, which word out of this text do you not understand?" It's just
everything about him is
so insanely
You looked at my breasts and said, "Yeah, I was right."
God damn, dude.
Justin,
I don't even know where to. There's
sicko. I think there was another one on 204 that was just very happy birthday to my favorite Jeffrey. We met in the summer of 1985 at Indochine, which makes us friends for 17 years. Can you believe it? During the years, we've had a lot of fun watching each other grow up, but there are a few memories that particularly stand out, which should make you chuckle. First, the day Clark Shoeback brought me over to your apartment and then left after chatting for a bit, you blurted out, "You are a virgin, right?" After recovering from embarrassment, I answered yes. "How did you know?" And you said, "Because you talk so fast, ha ha." Then there was the day we went shopping together at Bloomingdale's and you proceeded to throw me down on the floor, right smack in the middle of the shoe department and started tickling and kissing me all over. Next, there was the time I stayed at your house, and because my apartment was not yet ready to move into, and one morning I woke up and there were white roses all over the room, so I asked who they were for, thinking you had a girlfriend coming over, and you replied, "For you." That was one of the most sweetest moments and special. Whatever, you get it. This guy is just out of control.
I don't even know. Do we continue? I mean, there's just so many fucking inside jokes.
Well, there's
shit.
one on 208 that's important to see. These are some pictures of some redacted women, and then another one that's very telling of him. He took a picture of this woman basically unclothed and said, and she wrote, "Visiting you down in Palm Beach, ... Can't get a second of privacy with you and a camera around. Ha ha."
He's just always, I mean, I don't understand how a man can be this horny.
This is the horniest book of all time.
This is the horniest man I've ever heard of.
And the top line is just, "Booby!" It
must be his nickname to her, a pet name.
And then after that, 216 to 217 is just a wall of women. It's they all are redacted in various states of dress, because they're redacting the victims. But that's just 2 full pages of, or maybe it's one woman. It's unclear.
Woman.
It might be one woman who included some photos of herself.
Mm-hmm.
But that one is just a wall of women. And then on 221, you get some really nice, insane. Are these called acrostics? When you take someone, is that what it's called? When you take someone's name and you do a little poem for. And the funny thing is that there was multiple people who did acrostic poems.
There's two.
And the best part is, I like that. So they're doing Jeffrey, and the J, of course, is Jeffrey. J is for Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, you are one in a billion.
E is for everybody admires you so. F is funny, gorgeous, intellectual, and kind you are. We don't have to go through the whole thing. It's just so weird. And the other one, same thing. The J starts with Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey. Everyone loves you. F, fun in the sun. And then also fun just for fun. Oh, God. And it just continues to be horny until it finishes. There's another woman who included photos of her in a bikini and thought you might like some bikini shots. Oh, wait. This one is worth it. If you go to 225 225 it starts. It just says, and I guess there was a photo maybe of the woman, but it's redacted. Who am I? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Before Jeffrey, I was a 22-year-old divorcee working as a hotel
hostess in a hotel restaurant.
Sorry, yep, I skipped another line. After Jeffrey, I now live in New York City, have traveled to Paris, London, Milan, Copenhagen, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Stockholm, China, Singapore, Brunei, Bangkok, Bali, Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique. I can't name them all. She's traveled a lot of places. And she has met Prince Andrew, President Clinton, Sultan of Brunei, Donald Trump, Antonio Verglas, Naomi Campbell, Stephanie Seymour, Peter Brandt, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, brilliant scientists, lawyers, and businessmen. I've flown on the Concorde, gone skydiving, all this stuff. Jeffrey, there are no words to describe how much I appreciate and admire you. I believe you are the most extraordinary person I've met and can't believe how lucky I am to have become a part of your life. What you've shown and taught me in 1 year is more than most people experience in a lifetime. Wait, she's saying that all happened in a year?
Jesus Christ. Sounds like fun.
I guess.
What else can I say?
Picked up some 22-year-old and this is horrific, dude. And she's included pictures of herself, of course, in various states of undress. And then there's it ends with a big thank you and a picture I'm assuming is them with
I have no idea, with his hand down her butt.
And a hand down her butt.
The next page, 230, I just love the inconsistency in the design. If you're going to go all the way and make like a book like this and divide it up into sections, for God's sakes, Ghislaine, hire a graphic designer. Because keep going. There's another one. There's one more business, and then page 236. Look at this shit.
Oh wait, before you even get to that, this is what I'm talking about, where they kind of rag on. They kind of have some revealing things. If you go to 234, this is where I was talking about. There's some very weirdly revealing things about her and Epstein's relationship. Ghislaine, I'm talking about. Jeffrey, and. Is this one signed? Oh, yes. This is by Elliot Wolk. I don't know exactly who that is. Jeffrey, I remember in the mid-1970s, you were being a star salesman for our tax advantage strategies and hedged option program. I was running an account for Bob Maxwell. You always had the ability to know everyone and be charming. Was that when you first discovered the Maxwell teenage daughter?
Happy birthday, Elliot Wolk.
And then the very next one also references her. Dear Jeffrey, welcome to the club. From the first time that we traveled to Columbus and you had Ghislaine carrying your bags at the airport, I knew I would learn a lot from you.
Oh my God. My best wishes for a very happy birthday,
a collection of the most despicable people.
Also, none of these guys know how to, it's almost like they're just writing weird text messages. Was that when you first discovered the Maxwell teenage daughter? Happy birthday. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah.
Just an entire book of people being like, hey, man.
Thanks for showing me how to really be horny.
No one's ever done it like you.
Nobody's ever been hornier than you in the history of the world.
No one's been a better pedophile than you.
I'm just sorry that there are laws, Jeffrey.
But if anyone could figure out how to circumvent them,
it's you.
It was you.
It was you. Don't ever kill yourself in prison.
Which happened during Trump's first presidency. Look.
If the guy really did kill himself, can you imagine the just like, oh shit, it's finally over.
Oh.
All of that fun I had All of that travel, all those women, all that money, all that influence, all those people, all the power, all the political figures, the celebrities, the scientists and all that stuff, all the accolades. And now look what being horny got me.
A pedophile president. I finally did it.
Fuck, I did it. Now I must go back to my home planet.
We have a pedophile president. We did it.
Wow, I didn't think that we could get through all of those highlights. So what have we learned, folks? Just jerk off. Just trust me on this one. Just jerk off. Just get it out of your system. And if you still
We should have hooked him up to some kind of matrix machine. Imagine that fucking thing. Just power. There's the raw energy, the havoc he has wreaked all across the world.
The scientists that he knows and loves are like, instead, in an alternate universe, they're writing him going, thanks to you and your brilliant mind, we now have an abundance of energy.
They're handing
that
him a
you've
prize.
sacrificed. Yeah. And he's just doing that Jeffrey Epstein smile, and he's got diodes and shit.
If this guy put his mind to literally anything else.
Yeah. He was just constantly in pursuit of more. Now that's a girl that I'd like to massage my feet. Now there's a girl that I would love to massage my feet.
Yeah.
Now there's a girl I would love to take to Paris. Brother, you've got a beautiful woman in Ghislaine Maxwell. Just focus on her. I'm sure in prison he was like, fuck, Ghislaine was so hot. Why didn't I just focus on my wife?
Yeah. I mean, because she was psychotic too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Imagine a world where your wife is putting together a book, reading these letters, and being like,
he's going to love this
Good one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elliot Wolk, for talking about how he took me when I was a teenager.
Yeah. I remember carrying his bags as a teen because I was just so enthralled and captivated by him.
And you guys all being like, I need to get me one of those.
Yeah. God. And she was the daughter of a very wealthy, influential, who was her dad? A politician? A fucking CIA? Dude, where was her dad?
Oh, Robert Maxwell.
You would think that her dad would be like, hey, this guy's a creepy creep. Because but maybe he wanted to fuck him too. It seems like everybody wanted to fuck him.
Everyone wanted to fuck Epstein.
Golly, dude. Is he dead? He's dead, right? Yeah, he died in 1991. So, oh my God. In the Canary Islands. Canary Islands. Well,
I mean, you were asking my first impressions. My overall impressions of this are that, like, it's just the world is run by the sickest, most depraved people.
Dude, truly.
And
they pursue pleasures of the flesh that I don't think we ever even consider. It must be so, like.
I do hope they keep pushing. I do think this even was surfaced because of the pressure from politicians like Ro Khanna and some others. So I do hope I hope there's consequences for this. I mean, for basically my entire life, powerful people see no consequences.
Ironically, except for Jeffrey Epstein.
I mean, sure.
A little too late, but.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was probably close to 70 by the time he got killed. I mean, he lived a pretty great life.
What do you think? Do you think he killed himself, or do you think he got assassinated? I believe both. I could believe either one just as credibly.
Yeah, I'm of the impression he was probably killed, but I think if we got any kind of quick glimpse of what actually goes on in the world, even not just this, our like brains would kind of melt and fall out of our ears.
Fine, end it all.
I'm sure it's beyond what we could even imagine. I think just these things that just trickle out are just unbelievable.
Well, and I think when you see what other people are capable of, I'm talking serial killers, serial rapists, etc., who don't have the wealth and the power and the resources that he had. It's obviously human beings, certain men especially, are capable of horrendous things. And when you combine that sociopathy and that ability to manipulate and get what you want with unchecked power and wealth and influence, you get Jeffrey Epstein, which is just like a total nightmare scenario for victims. And yeah, I'm of the mind that he either did actually kill himself or was encouraged to and given the means to. Or maybe he was threatened and maybe he knew like, damn, the jig really is up. They really can't save me this time. And maybe they were like, you know, whoever in his life that he still cared about, that they may have, like maybe they threatened Ghislaine's life, or maybe they threatened the lives of his relatives that he somehow still cared about.
I mean, I'm sure that kind of stuff is going to start coming out. It's unfortunate. Like, obviously this was very long. We debated whether or not we should wait, and because this came out like last night. It was so late. We barely got a chance to kind of pour over it. I'm sure as more people are pouring over this and connecting,
a lot of the handwriting is hard to read.
Yeah, and connecting who is who on all these things. Elliot Wolk is clearly an investment guy. You know, there are going to be all these connections made, but we were like, screw it, let's, because, you know, we're going to talk about Elon Musk's $1 trillion pay package in this moment. It's like, I mean, I couldn't stop looking at this thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's get it out. We can make the connections and have a more detailed thing later. But I also think, you know, a lot of people are probably just going to see some excerpts on Twitter, or some, you know, like the Wall Street Journal just had those 2 photos. I think seeing this thing in its totality and really like understanding what this circle was like, the depravity and this like cult-like devotion to this thing, is important. But there's going to be way more connections drawn in the coming weeks.
It's our JFK assassination, truly. The more, I mean, at first when I would hear about him and his arrest and stuff all those years ago, I was like, I don't understand who this guy is. What's the big fucking deal? And then in the 2015, 2016 election, his name started to come up more. I was starting to kind of understand. And then obviously when he died, I was like, whoa, this guy was a serious menace, predator, powerful Illuminati type. Like, if anybody represents the Illuminati, it's this guy. And all these pictures and the aesthetics of this book and these photos and like the clothing from the 90s and the colors and stuff all just feels very it just feels so creepy and unsettling, and it feels very Illuminati. It feels very Eyes Wide Shut. It feels like there's something even without the context of this book and knowing who he is.
The Eyes Wide Shut thing is like, I don't know.
There's something insidious.
But they go to great lengths to make it this like uber elite. We're recognizing these ancient ceremonies and blah, blah, blah. And it's just guys drawing boobs.
Yeah.
It's just guys.
Hey, Jeffrey, I love you, buddy. Check out these boobs.
Guys
I know you'd like
Jeffrey
this.
Gets sucked off and massaged by people. It's like the crude aspect of it's, I don't know.
It just goes to show you guys, you can put your mind to it. You can accomplish anything. If a horny guy like this, these are all just horny guys at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll see. I'm very curious what this is going to mean for, you know, got to stay hopeful. Hopefully it means something for Trump.
Yeah. Well, folks, join us in the bonus episode where we're going to be talking.
Thank you for sticking around this long.
Yeah, thank you.
It was quite the episode, but we wanted to get it all out.
We're going to be talking about the Phillies game, the Karen.
I'm pissed about this.
I've got a very strong opinion on that. Oasis is touring and everybody in LA was going to that. People are asking if I'm okay. I will answer that.
Yeah, we got to talk.
I'm fucking great.
We'll see.
Come on. Everybody relax.
If you're worried about Ben,
my kratom
comment.
habit. That's not even a habit.
Comment.
Drake's new music video and Starbucks' new foam, plus a whole lot more. BenandEmilShow.com. We'll see you in the bonus.
Coming up on this week's episode of BenandEmilShow.com.
Philly Karen goes off. Twitter, do your thing. Shut up.
Oh, what do you mean? Ruin her life and like
get her fired.
Get her fired.
Find out
everything.
Where she works. Find out where she lives. Look, not to say that this woman is clearly.
Well, I think she's got a valid claim here. All right, first of all let's analyze this thing.
Wow, you think she's a valid?
I think she's got somewhat of a valid claim. I know from the show it would seem as though I'm at home just going like, damn, time to do some drugs. I am a very healthy person. I go to the gym 3-4 days a week.
It is funny.
I walk like 3 miles a day.
No matter
with my
what you do, you're doing the classic like.
I could stop whenever I want.
You're doing the classic addict thing, and it's like it's so funny. 'Cause I'm not saying you're.
I know.
It's just funny listening to it. It's like
I know
this is what
I'm aware of how it sounds when it comes out of my mouth.
You guys have to realize my life is fine. It's not impacting my life in any way. I'm going to the gym. I'm leading a healthy lifestyle.
I'm offsetting the drugs.
I'm doing kratom once, twice, 3 times a week if I feel like it, not because I am getting called to it by some kind of addiction. And there's a group of women who go before me for the coach, and they don't respect me at all.
These women don't?
They whenever I'm always waiting for my time, and then they
go over.
Well, they all just like hang out and chat, and I'll like get on the court, like warm it up a little, like, okay, it's best, it's my time, and they're just gabbing. Sarah came back yesterday. They get right off the court. They don't respect
they really
me
don't
at all.
respect you.
But
Here comes that clown.